What is going on, guys? Jesse here. So today we're talking about the brand new MX series products from Logitech, and these are some pretty exciting releases because they've been making some of the best productivity peripherals for the past couple of years, and I'm always really excited to see what they're going to come out with next. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the MX Master 3S, which is their newest version of their flagship line of ergonomic mice, and the brand new MX Mechanical, which is their first mechanical keyboard in the MX line. But first, I want to take a look at the mouse. So with the MX Master 3S, we've got mostly the same design as last year, which, just to be clear, is not necessarily a bad thing because in my eyes, the last version was already pretty much perfect, and even before this one came out, I was wondering how they were going to improve on it. And I've actually got one of the older versions here, so this is the MX Master 3, this is the 3S. So putting these side by side, you can tell that Logitech was on the same page as me and also didn't think that they needed to change much. If they weren't different colors and if this wasn't a little bit worn out, I would not be able to tell you which one was which. But that isn't to say that there aren't any changes though. So first up, and I guess most noticeable, is going to be the new switches that they use for the left and right mouse click. They are now 90% quieter than the old one. So just to illustrate that, I'll do a little sound test. I'll bring this mic down closer so you guys can hear. So yeah, definitely much quieter on the new one, and I actually really like this feature because if you're using the mouse in the same room as someone else, then it just becomes a lot less disturbing to everyone around you. It really does feel a little bit different as well, and it does take some getting used to. Just not having that clicky feedback when you're clicking, it feels a little bit weird, but overall I really do like this change though. Now flipping the mice over, we've got a new sensor in here as well. So on the new one, we've got 8,000 dpi versus 4,000 on the old one, so double the resolution, which is really nice if you're into gaming especially. That'll come in really handy. Something that I'll probably personally never use because I'm bad at games, but nice to have nonetheless. So next, we've also got Logitech's new Bolt receiver. So this is replacing the old 2.4 gigahertz connection that you had on the last one, and basically you use this for a more secure connection versus just having Bluetooth. And honestly, personally, I've never had an issue with Bluetooth to begin with, so this is probably something that I'm not going to use, but it also does give you some extra features like being able to connect other Logitech devices. Like for example, if you have the 3S and the MX Mechanical, you can connect them both to this one receiver and plug this one dongle into your computer and have both peripherals connected without having to mess with all the Bluetooth settings. I just don't really love the fact that this isn't USB-C because I just feel like that's where everything's going, and a mouse and keyboard, that's something that you usually keep for many years, so it just seems a little strange that they're using an older connector on here, but still nice to have. So I guess the last major thing is going to be the software. So Logitech has a new version of Options Plus, which allows you to customize all the different buttons and functions on here to whatever you want. And with that, you can also set up a lot of app-specific shortcuts for like Photoshop or Final Cut or anything like that, which is really nice. We've got the same great ergonomic design, like just the way that the mouse is shaped, it feels like it's really welcoming your hand in, and it feels really nice, like a nice handshake. And we've also got all the same great buttons that are very easily reachable while you're actually using the mouse, like these forward and back buttons, as well as this one here that lets you do gestures. So basically you kind of press it down and then swipe the mouse like left, right, up, or down, and it can do certain functions for you, which is really awesome. Also, this horizontal scroll wheel is incredible if you video edit like I do, and also the mag scroll wheel. And basically it just allows you to switch between having like notches and clicks like this, or just being able to have it free scroll, and it's really nice for like long web pages or Excel files where you just need to scroll for a really long time. And we've got the same great battery life as the last one as well, so 70 days on a full charge with a 1-minute charge giving you 3 hours of use, so really satisfied with that. And of course recharges via USB-C. And last thing I want to mention is that we still have the ability to connect to up to 3 devices at a time, which is super convenient if you're like me and have multiple devices that you want to use your mouse with. So yeah, that's the new MX Master 3S. Now I want to bring this conversation over to the new new MX Mechanical. So this is Logitech's first mechanical keyboard in the MX line. They've made other keyboards in the MX line, and they've made other mechanical keyboards not in the MX line, but this is the first time both of those things are coming together. So this comes in two sizes. I've got the full size version in front of me, but it also comes in a mini version, which basically just kind of cuts off the numpad and squishes everything in. This also comes in 3 different switch options: a clicky, tactile, and linear. The one I have here is the linear, and we'll get into the sound test later. And as far as build goes, we've got this aluminum top plate under the keycaps here, and the underside is plastic with these 2 rubber feet that you can flip up or down for a different typing angle. And also, I really like this low profile design actually, with these keycaps that have a nice matte finish on them that feels really nice on the finger. And I feel like this low profile design is a really good middle ground for people who really like the aesthetic of those chiclet style keyboards because they're more minimal, but want something that just has a little bit more tactile feel to it. And this is, I think it's not bad. This also is a backlit keyboard with shine through keycaps, which is really nice if you're working late at night and can't see the keys. And it has an ambient light sensor as well on it that'll adjust the brightness to fit whatever environment you're in. And that's really cool because I've seen that a lot in laptops before, but I think this is the first time I've seen it in a standalone keyboard. So in terms of battery life, we've got 15 days on a full charge with the backlight on and 10 months without it. Not sure why the backlight takes so much power, but I guess nice that you can use it for 10 months without it on. And last thing before we get into the sound test is, just like the mouse, this can connect to up to 3 devices at a time, and also has access to Logitech options where you can customize these buttons to do whatever you want. So yeah, with that, let's get into the sound test. So yeah, that was a sound test. I wasn't particularly impressed by this board. I just feel like it sounded pretty hollow and rattly overall. But I mean, for a board from a major manufacturer, not terrible. It's just, this is not going to be competing with any enthusiast brands out there. Like, I've got this board from Azio, which is also a low profile mechanical keyboard. And I don't know, just comparing these back to back, there is a world of difference. Here, let me show you. So hopefully you were able to hear the difference between the two, and just in terms of feel, they're just in 2 different worlds as well. But I mean, this board is not going to give you all the features that the Logitech one is going to offer you as well, so just something to consider. So overall, pretty big fan of the new MX Master 3S, not so much of the MX Mechanical, but I think for the mouse, if you already have the older version like the MX Master 3, you don't need to go out and get this because there's just not really all that much that has changed. But I think if you're just in the market for a new mouse, maybe just go ahead and get this one, because these new clicks, like, they feel and sound so good. Like, it makes it feel a lot more solid and just less cheap overall. Not to say that the old one felt cheap, this one just feels so nice. Now, the MX Mechanical, I think, is a little bit of a tougher sell. I think I could see someone liking this if you really appreciate the look of the board, and also you really like those features that you get in Logitech Options Plus. But definitely for pure typing experience, you could do a lot better than this for the price. So anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like if you liked it, sub if you loved it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.